back to my channel. My name is Hildy McQueen and I'm a USA Today bestselling author of historical romance. So this channel is about writing, it's about reading, all about books, and a little bit about paper planning because it's my channel and I like to talk about and do things that I enjoy. So today I am going to be discussing a little bit about the end of the year, my plans, where my writing is, and where I plan to go forth from here. Whether you're a reader or a writer, please stay tuned and let's chat. Okay, so right now I just finished writing the 9th book in my mail order Brides for All Seasons series. This is the beginning of the first 4 books. And I just put Wilhelmina, A Winter Bride on sale for 99 cents, and I put the second one on sale for $1.99. And I bundled the first 4 as an ebook, and those are all available on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. So it's a really good deal for my readers. If you guys haven't tried my Western historicals, this is a good opportunity to do so and read them over the holiday. So these are stories of brave women that traveled west to start a new life and ended up falling in love. So I really think that if you haven't tried Western historical, this is a good place to start with these books because they are easy reads, they're intriguing, but at the same time, they will give you that happily ever after that most romance writers are expecting and we love. So part of that is this Mail Order Bride series is that I have 5 books that will be part of Montana and then another 5 that will be taking place in Wyoming. And so I still have 2 more to write for Wyoming. So I just finished Isabel, an Independent Bride, and I'm hoping that she will be up for sale in January. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to try my best. Like I said, I just finished her, so probably if she does release it, it'll be late January. That being said, I also have a pirate book that I started writing that I plan to finish in December, and that book, it will be part of the Pirates of Britannia. That is a series that's being done by Catherine Levesque and Eliza Knight. And so I'm really excited about that book. It's called The Sea Lord. If you haven't read my first one yet, it's The Sea Lion. And then this is the sequel, it's The Sea Lord. And so that one releases in February. I also just had another book release. It's called Ruby. And it's part of the Angel Creek Brides. And it is also a Western historical romance. The pirate book is more just a historical romance. It takes place during the Georgian period, but it's mostly pirates and out at sea and stuff. Ruby is another Western historical. I will link all these books that I'm talking about. I will link them down below so you guys can check them out. Ruby is part of 5 girls that traveled to Montana to this place called Angel Creek after the Civil War because there were hardly any men left in the South to marry, and so they decided they wanted family, so they all traveled together to Angel Creek. And then when they get there, a storm of the season hits and they are like snowbound with their new husbands for days. So it's a neat start to the story. So you get a perspective of the 5 women from 5 different authors. Sylvia McDaniel, we have Peggy Mackenzie, myself, Lily Grayson, and then it's a debut author, Everly West. It's her first book published, so she's really excited about being part of this project. So, and I'm excited for her. So I will put the link, like I said, below for the Angel Creek Bride, so in case you guys are interested, you can check them out. All right, so all that being said, I'm sure you guys have seen the promo that I've been doing for The Appeal of an Elusive Viscount. All right, let's see, how should I put this? I am not sure what direction this is taking me. Honestly, I think that a lot of writers go into this fork in the road where they find a new love and you have to decide if it's worth trying to travel down this new path that you're finding yourself. It's a new love, you're all excited about it, but is it where you should go? So I am at that point because I wrote this Georgian romance, The Appeal of an Elusive Viscount, and I fell madly in love with Georgian romance. So for those of you that will need some sort of a perspective, that's around the same time period as Pride and Prejudice, you know, Emma, Sense and Sensibility. It's the Jane Austen time period. I specifically am writing during the period of King George III because he's the only one that wasn't a total lunatic. Anyway, when I wrote The Appeal of an Elusive Viscount, like I said, I fell in love immediately with not only my characters, but also the time period and the way of life. And so I have left it open to write the sequels to it. It's 3 sisters, so they each get their story, so there will at least be 3 books. So The Appeal of an Elusive Viscount is Clara and Viscount William Torrington, and he is a total loner who ends up in London, and then he goes there for the season because he wants to please his parents and marry and start a family, but he doesn't plan to stay in London. He plans to leave his wife in London and go back to the country and then come visit. I don't know, to spawn like a salmon or something. I don't know. He just wants to get her pregnant and then leave. So, so he meets Clara, who is really feisty, and their story, it's just so fascinating, and it's got its super funny moments. There will be a couple moments where you feel a little bit of twinges of, you know, aw, but most of it is a romantic comedy, just to an extent. Well, anyway, his best friend Alexander Yarnsby will be in the sequel, which is already titled, and I already have the cover, and it's The Seduction of Mr. Yarnsby. And the reason for his seduction is that he is totally into Clara's older sister Vivian, but he has no intention of marrying because he has so much stuff going on that he's like, the last thing I need to do is bring a wife into this whole mix. So, but he's running off all her suitors because he can't stay away from her. So the youngest sister, who is a hot mess, she is so funny, Penelope, talks Vivian into seducing him because she figures, you know, he's not, you know, courting you, and he's not declaring himself. He's just a nuisance. So why don't you pretend to seduce him, and it'll run him off. And the funny part about it is that she has no idea how to seduce a man. She's trying to read a book and figure it out, and he's caught by surprise. So it'll be a fascinating story to tell. So that is The Seduction of Mr. Yarnsby. And then the last book will be Penelope's book, and the youngest sister, and she's a quick mind and has a witty temperament, and she ends up she figures she has her entire future figured out, and then Lord Barrow returns to town, and he's not the guy that she remembered him to be. So the 3rd book will be The Redemption of Lord Barrow. So, like I said, I'm really excited about this journey. I am going to write those 2 books, and at that point decide what I want to do. If I want to continue down the Georgian path, that depends a lot, of course, on how these books do, how well you guys receive them. I am hoping to do a lot of interaction with you guys, with my readers and writer friends, to get, you know, honest criticism, honest opinions of whether or not you guys prefer my writing style in the Georgian period, or if I should just stay on my horse and stay in the West. Either way, I'm still in love. It's just that, you know, I love 2. Just like a romance writer, right? To fall in love with two things at once. So yeah, that's for my beginning of the year, is of course writing the rest of these brides, and then writing the other 2 sequels to my Georgian romance. I have The Pirate coming out, and I think pretty much I plan to start writing a little slower, or releasing a little slower. I'm only planning right now 6 books next year. So, and the reason for this is that they're going to be a little bit longer, and I want to do them justice, especially the next 2 Georgian books. The first one is a little bit short because it is part of a project, but I plan to make the sequels a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth, and explore the characters a little bit more. So you guys will see a little bit of a lag in my releases, which I think is fine, because I mean, I've released almost 50 books, if not more, and you know, I just feel like I've come to a time when I need to take my time and spend more time in fleshing out characters, discovering my writing, just falling back in love, and not just writing to produce books. And not to say that my current books are not loved, but I just feel like I was always on such a time sensitive deadlines that I had to write them faster, and that didn't give me the opportunity to flesh out my characters as much as I really wanted to. So I'm really excited about that point. Okay, so that's about my books. Now, talking about travel, I am going to be doing quite a bit of travel. Let me look in my list here so I can tell you guys. I am going to be going to Coastal Magic in February. I am going to be, that's in Daytona. I will be going to Romancing Harrisburg in Virginia, and that will be in March. And then in May, I'm going to be at Book Lovers Convention in New Orleans. In June, I will be attending Lori Foster Reader-Author Get-Together, and that takes place in Westchester, Ohio, which is near Cincinnati. Then in September, I am attending PennCon, which is in, where is it? St. Louis, Missouri. And that one is really fun. And then in that's as far as it goes for my reader and writer events. So, so that's 5 events that I will be attending. And then in September, I'm going to be in St. Pete for NINC, and that really is end of September, and that really is just for writers. So I am also planning 2 trips for fun. One is to California to see my family, and my youngest daughter lives out there now, so I'm super excited to see her. And my husband, you know, is super excited about seeing rockets, because my son-in-law, or our son-in-law, is stationed at Vandenberg Air Force Base. And then in April, I am hoping to have a surprise trip. I'm not going to say anything about it yet, because I will be doing a lot of live vlogging, but it's one of my, what do you call them, bucket list things that I'm hoping that, not hoping, but I will do it this year. And so you guys will find out more about that as it comes. So as far as setting goals, my advice is to sit down and regroup. I think that I have a sense that 2019 is going to be the year of slowing down, of simplifying, of purging, not only material things, but physical, emotional things as well. So, you know, let's start thinking about that. Now that we are at the end of this year, there are certain things that we probably need to leave behind in 2018. Toxic relationships, clutter, saying yes to too many things, so that then you end up spending the next year a flutter and not doing exactly what you want to do. I did a lot of projects. I'm not regretting any of them, but I think in 2019 you will notice that I'll be doing a lot more of just my own writing, and I think you will find that as a result of that, I will be able to do more videos. I'll be able to spend more time visiting with readers and doing Facebook's lives and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to be doing another video soon to kind of go over my goals once I sit down and meditate upon them, talk about writing schedules and, you know, my release schedule, and a little bit about my promo. I don't know a lot about marketing. That's one of the things that I want to learn more about, and that's another thing that I'm looking forward to with slowing down, is that I'll have more time to study and learn from the best, because I have some author friends that are amazing that I want to learn a lot from. So I wish you guys a great rest of this month. November is almost over. We're heading into the last 30 days, y'all. So come on, let's get to work on whatever it is that we need to declutter, remove, renew. Take a deep breath and sit down and just meditate upon it. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that you guys would like to see in 2019, what your thoughts are about me going in a different direction. If you already read my books, and go ahead and pick up the Appeal of an Elusive Viscount, read it. Let me know what you guys think. If you like it, if you think, I think you will see my love for that genre through it though, and as I also think that you see my love for Western romance when you read my books. All right, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.